Hello. Today we're going to take a look at 5307 West Shumway Farm Road. Okay, one thing to point out is we do have a different aspect ratio for the drone and the photography here for the from the camera. Check in the settings and see if you can get them to be the same. If you can't, some drones don't allow for that. This will be fine. Go ahead and look at that though. It'd be nicer if these were matching, if they were the same aspect ratio. Good shot here. I like being this close to the house when we framed in. You're pretty spot on. I always want the house as centered as possible, so that's pretty good. It's a good shot. This is nice too, seeing the mountains there. These are always great. I like this. What's cool about the drone photography is you can kind of find a good angle, like this side of the house. And so you do a far away here and then like a close up or a mid range and just keep getting closer. And so this was a good job here. On the bird's eye view, we kind of wanted a little more overhead. We're kind of looking up, so just kind of getting over top of the house there would be a little better on this. And then a better shot of the backyard would have been like nice. And just detailing the backyard and getting closer to that would be sweet. So this is a good corner shot here. We're standing in the corner. We're shooting at like a 45-degree angle. We're not really cutting off anything terribly bad. So this is a pretty good shot here. This one's not terrible. I kind of like it. It is a little rough. We're standing in the center of the room here, but we're angled off to the right here. I think that you are trying to get these guys all to fit in there. So it's like you got in the center of the room, and then you kind of pointed, and you're trying to get this all in there. This works sometimes. The issue with it is then it makes our lines not straight, and you kind of get this warping from the lens distortion, and it just kind of makes the picture feel wonky and awkward. So you can get away with this sometimes, but this isn't like preferred. You know, we'd rather have straight symmetry like this. This one's a lot better. You're kind of standing in the center of the room, and you're kind of angled right here at the wall, and it's pretty flush, and it's almost centered. You know, you kind of want that square inside a square sort of thing, and this is a pretty good shot. It'd be better if we had these the chairs lined up and we weren't clipping them, but that's just a small detail there. This is a dead man space shot again. You're kind of just standing arbitrarily in the room and then shooting at an angle this way, and then that's causing our lines to not be straight here and making for a wonky photo. But looking at this room, it was really tight space because I think you're standing like right here. So you're probably struggling with this awkward space, this awkward room. If you are having trouble with that, it really is just good to stick to the fundamentals and just kind of do these with straight shots where you're just lining things up very straight and not working in the corners, or, you know, getting into the corner and getting as much as you can into this photo. It's just awkward with this guy. And then again here, another awkward photo because we don't have straight lines. And that's just because you're angled here. This is a little better. This is straighter. This is more of what I'm talking about with the straight lines. And then this is an awkward one. It's because of two things. It's we're being really obstructed with this right here. So it just chokes the image and you feel like really clustered. And then our lines aren't straight because we're shooting off into the corner here. Really the only way to fix that is by like shooting it from a corner, getting really into the corner, or treating this like a straight on shot. This is just right in the middle between both of those. And this one again, that's kind of a repeat. We've got a huge choke here, and then we're kind of just, and I think you're just struggling because of this. This probably threw you off, would be my guess. This is pretty good. We're not exactly straight on this one, and that would have improved it. But again, I think that dining set is kind of throwing you off here. What I'm looking at though when I see this is just like almost perfect shot here, just a little wonky. This would be really lovely if we could get everything straight. Like this. This is a winner here. And this is what I'm talking about. This is basically a straight line, level to the floor, and a nice shot here. So I like this guy. This is pretty good. We could lose some of this. You know, it's just kind of dead space there. So angling a little more towards this guy. And if the shower looks nice back there, it would be nice to have this opened up. I'm not certain what is going on here, so maybe that's not a possibility. Just a hopeful wish. I like these open if possible. We could lose a little dead space here. What I'm thinking when I'm shooting these corners is I want this line to kind of be in the center of the photo if possible. And so I kind of angle towards that, giving more of a cut, like something more like that if possible. Good straight on here, not bad. And then this is decent. This isn't terrible. It feels like a corner shot. We could have been more cornered, but not awful here. And then this one's a little awkward. We've got an obstruction here. And I don't think this would be our favorite corner. I might like that corner better, just so we can see more of the house. But it's okay. This is a good shot here. I can tell that the camera is level because going to the center of the photo is about where the camera height should be. So I can see like we've got a nice level camera here. We've got a good balance of floor, wall, and ceiling where we have practically thirds. You're standing in the center of the room and the camera is flush to this wall. So that's a square inside a square, which is pretty balanced and level. So this is a good straight on. This is a clean, symmetrical, straight lines all over the place. This is a good straight on. And so when I'm asking for a straight on, this is what I'm looking for. And then this is pretty good. Looking at my line here, that's basically in the center. So this is a good balanced photo. When we have a good bathroom, it might be messed up here. This is always your choice. I don't really care to see the shower curtain. I'd rather have that opened up to like about here. So I've got 2/3 open and a third closed so I can see inside that shower. It could be really bright, so maybe there's a good reason why you kept that closed. But if possible, those open are great. Not a bad photo here. This isn't bad at all. A good technique when you've got something over here on the right is you can kind of angle, you can center this and shoot more this way into the reflection, and you will be able to see everything over here through that reflection. So that's kind of a cool trick you might try on this. Good shot here. That's all I need. Just see that there's a closet, so that's good. And it looks like the light was off. So make sure to do a walkthrough and turn on all your lights before you start shooting. We could lose this side over here and then get this line more centered. Possibly. The shape of the room could be totally messed up. That would be ideal, but this isn't a bad shot. Okay, this has a bad floor to ceiling ratio. Our camera is pointing down, it looks like. When I look for the center of the photograph, it's about here, where it should be here on the center of the wall. And so we've got way too much floor and not enough ceiling, so the camera's pointed down. And I don't know why. It might just be the shape of the room. Or maybe we're standing like kind of not in the corner. And this is kind of right in between a flat wall and a corner shot. It feels like it should be a corner, but you're shooting it like a flat wall, so it's just kind of proportionally wrong and not symmetrical. This is kind of a not balanced photograph. Just be careful. It's important to keep your camera lens parallel to the floor so you don't get like weird distortions. This isn't bad. It would have been nicer if we had the full Ramada fitting in and not clipping. If you can't do that because of just proportions, you can just come in here and frame it more like this and just step into it. But we just want it framed better. We don't want to be clipping edges, and we kind of want it. And if you can't do that, it's better to step in and frame it more like this. And then again, we're clipping furniture here. This would be better if we weren't. This is only awkward because we're cutting off the house. It would have been better if you were standing like right here and got the house fully in the picture. I wonder what lens you're using because we kind of got like a crazy, it looks like we're really wide here. So I'm thinking this is probably the best angle you could find back there. So that's okay. But when I'm looking at these pictures in post, I'm just like, man, I wish there wasn't anything in front of this house. So that's kind of an awkward angle here. Maybe it would have been better as a drone shot. You know, you've got all those drone shots. I wish we had a better drone shot of this area because that would have hedged our bet here. So even though we can't get a good shot of the house from the backyard, we could have gotten a good drone shot. This is nice. I like filling the frame, and this is what I'm talking about. We filled the frame with the house. And this is kind of a driveway shot. We don't need the neighbor per se, so we could have lost this much and just angled it a little different. This is a good shot. I like this guy. This is like a great exterior of the house. I want the house centered. I want it to fill the frame. So pretty nice here. I like this. And again here, this is pretty decent. Would have been nicer if the house was centered a little more. Like that. Okay, so we're still just struggling a little bit with the dead man zone, but I think you're just I think it's because this space was really tight. I do want to show you kind of what I'm looking for. These are like corner shots. These are more like straight corner shots that I'm looking at, where I just want you to be in a corner, maximize the space, and shoot into the 45 with that corner basically in the center of the photo. And I want more straight ons where our lines are straight. Just watch out for standing in like arbitrary areas. And, we're trying to show off the natural symmetries of the room. And they're everywhere. If there's no corner, then do a straight on, stand right in the center and shoot straight. Make sure you're flush to the wall. And these are more like the photos we're looking for. This is a straight on here. Nice straight lines. Yeah, just looking between these two. You know, this is it's sloping down or sloping up depending on which way you're going. I want it straight if possible. Go ahead and reply to that email, letting us know you've reviewed this, and thank you for watching.